Hi guys, it's me again. I'm going to show you, actually I'm going to tell you everything that you need to bring with you to the airport to get let into the country when you're going to activate your work visa. Wow, that was a mouthful. I think I've shown you on here before, but basically I have a little black folder that has every important thing I could ever need in it, especially now that I'm here. This is like your holy grail of like getting let in. Now keep in mind they probably won't ask for any of it, but they can, and if you don't have one of these things, you could be denied entry. And I don't even know what happens after that. I think you just like, that's it. I mean, the most important things I'm going to say first. So obviously your passport, that's pretty straightforward. As soon as you get into Canada, like you're going to need that everywhere because you don't have a normal ID and a lot of places don't accept your driver's license. So just assume that your passport is now like your driver's license, okay? The next most important thing is your POE, so your port of entry letter that you received when you applied to get your visa. That is your ticket into Canada. That's how they know that you've been accepted to work. Definitely have a printout version, have 2 printout versions, have like every type of version that you can think, because that it's so important. That letter also has your ETA on it, which is like your Canadian like visa waiver, I guess, in a way. So like in the US they have the ESTA, which shows that, you know, you've been allowed into the country. The ETA is the same. If you're a tourist, you need one of those, but with ours it's connected to our work permit. The next most important thing would be you need money. So you need to show proof that you have 2,500 Canadian dollars each, and you also need proof that you have either a return flight home booked or the funds to book one, which is like at least another 1,000 to 2,000 Canadian. So you don't need to have Canadian money, you just need to have that amount. So obviously in Australian that's more. So what we did was we printed out a proof of our balance of our savings account, which had thousands and thousands of dollars. We had both our names on there, which I guess was fine, but if you don't want to risk it, then you need to show it in each of your accounts. And that's printed. Obviously, I don't know if I said that, print everything out. Don't use it on your phone. It's not worth the risk. You might not have, your phone might die, then what? Wow, I'm getting really mad at you, but I'm like, I just wanted you to know that this is serious. The next most important thing is your health insurance. You need to have emergency health insurance for the 2 years that you're going to be here. If you only have 1 year, they're only going to give you a 1 year visa. You need 2 years. Find a way. If the company like Covermore says 1 year, you got to call them. You can get 2 years. There are companies that do 2 years. You've just got to work it out for yourself. Make sure you print that off as well. I'm not sure if they need this anymore, but when I was going, you needed proof of your vaccination or a job offer. So you can get a international COVID vaccine passport thing printed off from your Medicare. We also printed off our job offer just in case they wanted proof of where we work, because obviously we said we're here for work. We also printed off a copy of all the documents we provided when we got our visa, which is obviously the real copy of our police certificate, like our family form, all that kind of thing. Anything that you did when you first applied, bring that with you. I printed a copy of our first accommodation so they could see that we had accommodation booked, which is something someone had suggested. I printed my biometrics form, as in the one we originally first got to get invited to do our biometrics. I also printed a copy of the visa rules, which shows that we're allowed to have 2 years, so that if they said no, you're not allowed, I could just show them. Obviously on your phone there's not much time to be like, oh, let me show you. I printed that off, ready to go. That is basically everything. Then when we got to the country and got let in, that's when we put in our work permit. Any other future important details are all in that folder. That folder is super important. It's also important that every time you enter Canada that you have those documents on you, so that if something happens, you have all that ready to go. Because every time you go, say you go on a holiday and come back, you're going to need to show proof that you work here and that you're working in Canada. So it's really important. I need to stress that. It's also important, I would say, is to print a second copy to leave at home with someone, so that if something goes wrong, like you lose something, or I don't know, you get detained, I don't know, you never know, anything could happen in another country. It's important that your family has all those details just in case. I think that would be all of it. Just if you think it's important, just put it in the folder. There's plenty of room. It's better, much better in this case, to be over prepared than to be under prepared, because when you're near those border officers, it's like the most stressful thing of your life, and you don't want to look like a fool. So just, you know, be there with your folder, and they'll be like, man, she's organized, I'm gonna let her in. So I don't know if that's really how they work, but you never know, they could. So that's my advice to you. Take it, leave it, whatever you want to do. That's what I did, and it worked for me. So yeah. Oh, keep in mind, most of this information I just told you is on the actual website. If you go IEC Canada, it says what you need to bring or something like that. Almost everything I said just then was on there. So if you need to double check, it's all on there, ready for you. So yeah, okay. If you want any more information on getting my visa, I'm going to put the video in here. You're just going to be able to click it. Let me see if I can work it out. There, maybe, I'm not sure. There somewhere. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have fun in getting your work visa. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Catch you, bye.